So this is the network for GreenEdge solutions, new branch in Lalitpur. Here we can see all the ports are connected, and first let's talk about the physical configuration. Then this is the internet cloud PT GreenEdge, and this is the router. This is the main router of this network. It is connected to a multi-layer switch, and it's also connected to a firewall, and the multi-layer switch is connected to a firewall. The multi-layer switch connects three access switches in three different floors, uh, which in the first floor is sales and marketing department, in the second floor is operation department, and in the third floor is research and development department. In the first floor, there in the first floor, the physical configuration is the switch which is connected to the multi-layer switch. The access switch is connected to a AP and the physical server. It is connected to four PCs, and the AP is connected to a laptop through wireless. And now let's configure the the physical server in the first floor. Yeah, let's configure, and let's give this static IP, which is given 192.168.10.1.255 subnet, and then the default gateway and the DNS server. This server is going to be DNS server, web server, and DHCP server for this flow, which is VLAN 10 with IP 192.168.10.0. Let's configure DHCP with service on, service full. The default gateway is given 10.1. The DNS server is 10.1, which is also the same server, and we save this. And now let's move on to the web server, where I have edited it, and hello sales and marketing team, we will try it afterwards. Now in DNS, here I have set NS record, DNS service on, NS record sales.greenedge.local, and the server name is sales server, and the R record, which is address is in in the same server 192.168.10.1. Now let's check if all these devices have got their DHCP IP, desktop IP configuration, and this has it. Desktop IP configuration, DHCP, desktop IP configuration, and DHCP is here. Let's check this DHCP, and this also has the DHCP configuration. Here the access point is configured as port 0, which is given auto, which is full duplex, and its bandwidth is 100 Mbps. The port 1 is named as SSID, as is sales and marketing, and WPA2 security is given, and the password is created as first for the first floor AP. Now let's check if the DNS and web server are working. Let's open the web browser in a PC. Let's check. Yeah, firstly the web server, it is in this, and it is working. Now let's check in the laptop if the DNS is working, which is here we go, sales local, and here it is. So both these are working. Now let's move on to this second floor, where a switch, which where the access switch, which is connected to the multi-layer switch, is connected to a DHCP, to a physical server and the access point, and there are end devices, four end devices, and the access point is connected to a tablet and a laptop, and the switch is connected to four PCs. And now let's configure this physical server. The static IP is given as 192.168.20.1, and the default gateway is also the same, and the DNS server is also the same, and it is also going to be web server, DHCP server, and DNS server. Let's configure DHCP. DFL gateway is given, DNS server is given, and the maximum number of users are 14 in this server, and this server pool, and it is saved. Now let's go to the web server. I have configured the hello operation themes, and now let's on, and I have made a ns record operation.greenedge.local operation server greenedge local, and operation.greenedge.local a record is also created. Now let's check. Now the access point is also configured as the port 0 with 100 bandwidth, 100 mbps bandwidth, and the port 1 with the operations name operations with WPA2 security and GreenEdge second. Now let's check if all these devices have DHCP IP. Yes, this is DHCP IP. This is DHCP IP. This also has the DHCP IP. This also has DHCP IP. Now let's see. This also has the same DHCP IP. This tablet also has the DHCP IP. Now let's check if DNS and web server are working. Let's check. Yeah, firstly 192.168.20.1. It is working. The web server is working. Now let's move on to desktop web browser and check if the DNS is working. Let's see if this is working, and it is DNS is also working. Now let's move on to the third flow, which is the research and development department. This also has an access switch which is connected to the multi-layer switch, and this switch is connected to a server and an access point. Access point is connected to printer, tablet, and a smartphone, and the switch is connected to 4 PCs and 1 laptop. Let's configure this physical server. Here the static IP is given as 30.1 because this is a VLAN 30 and this IP is 192.168.30.0. And now let's the DNS server is also given and the gateway is also given. Now configuring DHCP, the service is on, and 192.168.30.0. 30.1 is the default gateway, 30.1 is the DNS server. It is already added. And now let's go to HTTP. The email hello research and development team is already configured here, and DNS server, which is ns record rnd greenedge.local rnd greenedge.local a record is also kept. Now let's check if all these devices have the same DHCP IP. Firstly, smartphone DHCP. This one is it. This also has the DHCP. The printer is as the default gateway and DNS server, so this is also DHCP. This also has the DHCP IP. Let's check here. Yes, this is DHCP. This is also DHCP, and lastly this is also DHCP, and this is also DHCP. Now let's move on to the multi-layer switch. Here in this switch, I have made 3 VLANs, which are sales and marketing, operation, R&D department. Now let's see. And I have trunked these three access switches with this multi-layer switch. As we can see, the first one, gig 1/0/1, is for the first one, and it is trunked with the native VLAN 1 and the VLAN 10. And similarly, VLAN 1 and 20 are given to the gigs 1/0/2, which is for second floor, and third floor is also has been given 130. And gig 1/0/4 is for the router, which is also in trunk mode with this multi-layer switch, which has access to all these VLANs. Here we can see gig 1 is in trunk mode and has been given access to the 1 and 10. Here this has been given access to 1 and 20 for the second floor. The third given access to 1 and 30. And moving on to the router, here all these VLANs are given. Now let's move on to router. Here we can see in VLAN database there are three VLANs: R&D, sales, marketing, and operations. Here let's check. Brief. Now let's see here: gigabit Ethernet 0 0 1.10 for this is for VLAN 10, and the IP has been assigned 10.1 20.1 for this VLAN 20, and VLAN 30 has been assigned with 192.168.40.1. Now let's move on to the firewall. The firewall is and the password is blank. I have configured the firewall. I have done netting. I have added ISMT for monitoring traffic control, and also I have created two VLANs. One is inside, which has utmost security with security level 100, which is status is off right now, and it is accessed by Ethernet 01 to from 2007, which includes the multi-layer switch. And the second one is outside. It is also off, but it has the it is the lowest security level, which is security level 0, and it is connected to the router. And now let's move on to the switch, the access switch. In the access switch, I have created a VLAN 10 in the first floor, which is sales and marketing, and it has been given, the VLAN has been given access to the ports ranging from fast Ethernet 01 to 09 with through access mode. As we can see, this is access mode. VLAN 10 has been given in VLAN fast Ethernet 2, fast Ethernet 3, fast Ethernet 4, 5, and up to 9. Up to 9, and in fast Ethernet 10, the VLAN 10 has not been given. In gigabit Ethernet 01 is used for trunking and has been given access to all the VLANs. As we can see, here we can see this trunk device, which is the gig 061, which connects the multi-layer switch, and it has access to all these. Now similarly, moving on to the second floor, here I have created a VLAN 20 operations, which has the VLAN 20 is accessed by the ports FA0 from ports ranging from fast Ethernet 01 to fast Ethernet 10 through access mode. As we can see from access mode, and VLAN 20 has been given till VLAN to the, and the other ports are kept for future extensions. Your gigabit Ethernet 1 is used for trunking with the multi-layer switch. As you can see in the VLAN database, the operations is here, and similarly in VLAN 3, VLAN 30, as we can see, VLAN 30 has been created, which has been given access to the ports ranging from fast Ethernet 01 to fast Ethernet 015, which includes the server and access point, the same as the other departments. Same goes for the first floor. The switch, the access mode is given to the server and access point to, and for the second floor too, the switch mode access, and the VLAN is accessed by server and the access point too. Now as we can see, your fast Ethernet is fast Ethernet 01 is in access mode, and the VLAN 30 is given. It is given till 15. The other ports are kept for future extension, and Gigabit Ethernet 01 is used for trunking with the multi-layer switch. Now let's see, this is the internet and it is connected to the router. Now let's check. Now let's do some checking. Here we firstly we send data packets from inside a VLAN from one PC to another PC and to servers to PC. First let's check this. It's successful. Here we check this and it is successful. Here from wireless to the server, it's also successful. Now let's move on to the second flow. The wireless to the server is successful. Here from wireless to the PC is successful. PC to PC successful, and lastly is from server to a PC, it is successful. Now let's move on to the third flow, which is our R&D department. Server to the smartphone successful, server to PC to tablet successful, and laptop to PC is also successful. Now let's send data packets from one VLAN end devices to the other VLAN end devices. Let's check from PC12 to PC4. It will fail, and this is as expected. From PC5 to PC8, it will fail as expected, and from PC7, and now sending PC7 to print to smartphone, this will fail. You can see this fail. Fail. And now let's check for now let's send the data packets from one VLAN server to the router. Here we go. It's successful. It is successful. And now we see from here to here, this is successful, which means the network is working fine. I have made this network according to the needs and requirements of the GreenEdge solutions. GreenEdge Innovations, the company GreenEdge Innovations for the new branch in Lalitpur. Now let's try pinging from this PC. I like to ping into the first. Here we go. Okay, ping 2.168.10.1 10.3. Let's do the let's see, request a timeout, which is okay, and it's a timeout. Now let's ping in the same 30.4. Pinging, yes, this shows that it is working. Let's do another check. Here we send data from one server to the other server, which should fail. Yes, from one server to the other server, failed, and from one server to the other server, this is also failed. So this is the working model of the I have made for the GreenEdge.